Welcome to another exciting edition of the Incredible Hokes. I am Chris Hoke, and that's...
I'm Mark, and next to me is is a mumbling alien.
I'm eating ice cream because we had ice cream. And then we decided to start the show. I was like, well, cool, I'll get to eat ice cream and do the show.
We multitask here at the Incredible Hokes, do we not?
I can either do the show and eat ice cream, or I can wait and let my ice cream melt. And I feel that our audience is so in tune with us. They would okay, I get that he would eat ice cream as he does.
Now, as they're watching, they're inspired to go to they're hitting pause, and they go get themselves a bowl of ice cream, and then they come back and they continue to watch.
Right.
Back by popular demand, a second installment of our viewer mail. Today's
more viewer mail.
Yeah, today's.
Now I'm inspired. I'm inspired now.
There we go.
2-year-old still in the man cave, by the way. He didn't fall asleep if you were watching the last episode.
Yeah, the drama continues.
Anyway.
Today's theme is, shall we call it, just kind of movie-going experiences.
Okay, movie-going experiences.
We'll just kind of roll with that. All right, first question.
Coming to us from Moscow.
Close.
Okay.
What is your favorite movie snack? This comes from Paul H. in Flagstaff, Arizona.
Paul H. from Flagstaff, Arizona. My all-time favorite movie-going snack is Reese's Pieces. It's my traditional go-to snack at the theater, and I actually prefer it over popcorn. Popcorn kind of makes me choke.
Mm-hmm.
I get that little cough, and it's annoying. And Reese's Pieces is my all-time favorite.
Well, at Cinemark there in Harker Heights, we're in Central Texas, folks. Harker Heights, Texas.
Yeah.
They actually have where you can get Bluebell ice cream there. It's
awesome. Bluebell.
That's awesome. Yeah, actual Bluebell. That's nice. That's awesome. Anyway.
There's a brownie.
There's a brownie in there. It's a cookie brownie, actually.
Like a cookie brownie thing.
That was a great question to start off with us eating snacks.
I knew.
And indulging, yeah.
I knew that's what the show was about, so I was trying to, be inspiring
and relevant
to the masses. So,
my favorite is probably M&M's. However, I'm always self-conscious that when I'm crunching it, that I'm disturbing everybody around me. And anyway,
my most hated thing about going to the movies is the noises of other people. And I don't mind laughter. I don't even mind the occasional.
Right.
Because I have to do it too, because I just miss what they said or whatever else. The occasional one. Cell phone use is the number one no-no. But number two is the constant of the popcorn bag. The constant.
Yeah.
I get...
But, yeah, it's...
But the... What in the fuck are you doing?
It's like there's a winning lotto ticket at the bottom of the bag where it's what are you looking for?
But you're not eating it because you're spending your whole time rummaging your hand through it. What are you doing?
Right.
Eat it. Grab some and eat it.
Well, it's not like it's like a drink and ice melt, so you're trying to make sure that the flavor stays, whatever. It's popcorn. You stirring it's not going to make the butter latch on better or whatever.
No.
It makes no sense to me.
If murder was legal, that's probably the stupid stuff that I would murder people for. It wouldn't be like the big stuff, principles or ethics or to defend your country. It would be because somebody made a popcorn noise at the theater and that'd blow their brains out.
Well, the worst snack for me, for other people to get, and they always find me, especially through all damn 8 of those Harry Potter movies. Mm-hmm. Every kid that went in there that was in that age group of between ages of 5 to 15 would go buy that humongous pickle. Mm-hmm. And I hate pickles. Mm-hmm. But they all would buy that damn thing, and they managed to sit near me for all 8 Harry Potters. So every time I think about Harry Potter, I think about that pickle smell, and I don't like pickles. And I'm like, why can't you people go see just anything? So anyway.
Every time I think of Emma Watson, I get a giant pickle.
All right. We're going to segue into David B. Albuquerque, New Mexico asks, what is your favorite movie-going memory? I'll start with this one because you'll remember this. My favorite movie-going memory was it was Hurricane Andrew, and they had I think it was Hurricane Andrew out there in
Hugo
Florida.
or one of those.
It was a really bad one that hit the Florida coast, done a lot of damage. I think it was like a little north of Miami, wasn't it? Done a lot of damage, and then as a charity, there was a theater that's no longer here now. Yeah, out there in Lacey Lakeview. If you
the Shulman 12 or 10. I don't remember what
I can't remember, but it might have been the Shulman 8. I can't remember. Right. At any rate, it was a really neat theater, but they had a Saturday where it was everything. It was all free. You just paid like a donation, and whatever you saw that day, the proceeds were going to whatever you put down. You know, if you wanted to give 20 to go to this charity, it went there, and you could stay all day and watch as many movies as you wanted. And here's the sweetener: they didn't just show like whatever the current releases were. It was all like classic retro films. The Star Wars trilogy and Raiders of the Lost Ark were.
That's what we got to see.
Those were the big, the four big. Features of the day. So anyway, we went and did that, and we watched all four of them. And on a marathon, it was awesome to see the entire trilogy and Raiders. I think by Raiders, I was starting to get a little, that's a lot of watching movies, but I hung in there and we got through it all. It was a great day.
Yeah, we spent all four of those movies. We even like at one point got back and like had some time to kill. We watched part of Ghost. Remember? We saw like half hour or something of Ghost.
Yeah, we need to blow sometime, whatever.
to get, because they staggered them. They staggered the movies. And anyway, it was a freaking great, phenomenal day. That probably would be number one, but just to be different. I think I'll go with Lilo and Stitch. And I'll tell you why, because like it was one of those movies I had no idea what it was about. All I knew was the kids wanted to go. And that was a time in my life I was very busy and I was not into movies as heavily. You know, I went through a period where, it's a long story, but anyway, I went through a period where I wasn't as in tune with movies. And that was kind of in that period. And not knowing anything about the movie at all. All I knew was the kids wanted to go. And I was blown away by it. I was totally caught up in it, laughing and into the movie and stuff. And I'll never forget that movie. It was probably the coldest I've ever gone into a movie. I always know a little bit about the movie. That movie, I swear to God, I knew nothing. Wasn't even sure of the title. I just knew we were taking the kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it was great.
Totally cold, and it ended up being a movie that you still love to this day. Next question. Adam C., Little Rock, Arkansas. What is your favorite movie trailer poster?
Movie trailer.
I'm going to tell you that the first movie.
You mean movie trailer poster?
Well, I think just movie poster is what they meant to say.
Oh, okay. Movie poster.
I remember Empire Strikes Back was the first one that I remember like taking notice of. So that my vote would be for that one. I think because Star Wars was such I saw it at the right age where I was certainly impressionable and a lot of it I remembered, and I was such a fan of that film. And then there's a sequel, and then you see Vader's head, and I'm like, oh, that's right, he got away at the end, and
it's kind of opaque, and you can see through a little bit.
Yeah, and you're like, oh gosh, what's he up to? So I just remember that poster really got me really excited about that film.
That's a good one. RoboCop. The RoboCop poster I always loved. It was just very profound. It was a striking visual. Boom. There he is, staying outside the car or whatever. Probably my favorite of all time would be RoboCop. Because it was a strength, and it just sort of captured my imagination of the robot. Futuristic meets contemporary type thing. I'll go with that one. To me, it's very iconic to me. Yeah, I'll go with that one. Die Hard's another one that stands out for whatever reason. It always
Yeah.
the half face with a skyscraper and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That one always seems like a very dramatic, just a very impactful image. I'll go with those two.
Those are good. All right, last one. Larry M., San Antonio, Texas. Hey, we got a Texan in there.
Finally.
All right. If you could add one thing to theaters, what would it be? Huh.
A pause button. So you can go to the bathroom. I'm getting older, and I'll be honest. About 50-50, I gotta go pee at least once during a movie. And I'm getting to the age where it's like, I gotta go pee.
Yeah.
If I miss a second of the movie, I miss a second of the movie, I gotta go pee. I'm not gonna not pee.
I've noticed films have gotten longer in length.
Right. I average 1 pee per movie.
So, yeah, it makes it harder to get all the way through.
Even movies I love, I gotta go pee. And like I said, something about getting older, I'm not denying myself the need to pee. I don't care for love or money.
I'll tell you what I would love. I would love the chairs and the aisles to get much wider.
Yeah.
And be always on like an incline, because I don't want people in a hat or a big hairdo blocking my view. I don't want to have to relax, after it's a 3-hour movie and I go to lean back and I know that the guy behind me is tall and I'm hitting his knees.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want that problem anymore. And I want a more comfortable chair to kind of just chill. You're going to be sitting there for 3 hours. So I would love to somehow to have wider, comfortable chairs and wider aisles to compensate for that. That'd make it much easier, And two, I wouldn't feel like, other people are bothering me, my experience, and vice versa.
And I'll add on to that. I wish there's a little more knowledge of theater etiquette. If you're in a theater and there's only one guy in the theater, don't sit behind him. Don't sit behind him. Don't sit in front of him. Don't sit beside him. Give that cushion, respectful cushion.
Mm-hmm.
Give him a row.
Yeah.
If there's nobody in the theater, give him a full row in front of him, behind him, and give him a seat or two. At least give him that at least a 2-chair halo around him at minimum.
Yeah.
At minimum. Don't even during the trailers. I don't want to see cell phones out. So, but at least as soon as that last, when it tells you the final presentation is coming, the feature presentation is coming, stop with the cell phones. When you go to the concession stand, don't stomp down the aisle.
Yeah, you don't have to do that.
Those kind of things.
Yeah.
Don't make it all about you. We went and saw Django Unchained, and his family left in the middle of it. They weren't liking the movie, and he yells at the entire audience, "Are y'all really going to sit here and watch this crap?" We were there on Christmas night watching this movie.
Yes.
I was there to watch that movie.
That's right.
I could give 2 shits about his opinion. He could have died on the way home, and I would not have cared. I mean, he was not the reason I was at the movies that day. It was to hear his fucking opinion about that movie.
Right.
So, realize when you go to the movies, it's not about you.
Mm-hmm.
And in all senses of the word.
Yeah, if a movie's not working for you and you just want to leave, fine. Just keep your mouth shut. You leave. Don't disturb or cast judgments on those that remain. Right. That was I didn't mind that they left, but it was a big group. I mean, there was probably a family of 9. It was a big group that was leaving. And then he, cast a judgment on us for sitting and watching this crap. And I'm like, what are you doing? So I was very appalled by that as well. Another thing, I'll never forget seeing that movie, Watchmen.
Yeah.
Rated R movie. And, the MPAA does their best to put out a rating and tell you what's in it and so forth and so on.
Yeah.
Well, if it's a rated R movie and you're taking this lady brought her daughters. She had 5 of them, right?
Yeah.
And the oldest was maybe 11. So these are little girls.
Yeah.
They're sitting close to the front row to see the movie Watchmen, right?
Right.
And next thing you know, there's Billy Crudup's penis that's about 20 feet high. And she's like, oh, and out the door she went with her 5 kids. And I'm like, that's on you. That's not on, don't get mad. at the theater or get mad at the movie. It's a rated R movie. Know when
Yeah.
you go to a rated R movie, know that you may see something that's not appropriate for children.
Sure.
And I hate when people like, someone goes and sees a film like The Kid's All Right, and then they bitch about something they saw in it or like that. It's like, it's rated R. Ratings mean something.
That's why you have
That's
them.
why you have them. So that you, Mr. Sensitive, won't throw a fit.
Yeah, I don't like having to deal. As a general rule of life, I don't want to be encumbered by your choices or non-choices.
Right.
Only people that I feel that I have to deal with their choices are my kids and my missus. Everybody else can go to hell. Right? Your choices are your choices. Your lack of choices are your to deal with.
Right.
So, if you go to the theater and you go to the movies and you're ill prepared or you showed up late or all that kind of stuff, that's your problem, not mine. Have enough courtesy and etiquette to realize that and don't mess with my experience.
Yeah.
Don't judge me.
Right.
You know, and like the guy at Django, y'all gonna sit here and watch this crap. He just wanted attention. He didn't have to say that.
Yeah, he didn't have to do that.
You know.
They were already, because it was at a part of the movie that got quiet.
Yeah.
And all of them had, I think half of them had boots on. So they were loud going down the stairs. Like, well, you're already disrupting us. Just leave. You know, as quickly as you can, and we'll get back to this movie. But then he had to make that last little pot shot. Another little pet peeve that I have that's become it's recurring way too often on me the last 5 years. I'll see a movie, and then the couple behind me shows up. It's clear the male in the relationship knows about the movie, but the female doesn't know anything about it.
Right.
Is it too much to ask, if you don't understand what's going on, just wait till the movie's over, then have those discussions? Because here I am trying to watch Riddick, for example. Well, it's a third movie in a franchise, right? It's a sequel.
Right.
It was clear the female behind me has not seen
any of them,
and she's asking questions about every 60 seconds. I finally had to get up and move about 4 rows down because it was so distracting. I'm like, and people have done this to me all too often the last 5 years. And it's like, I don't understand why you would go to a movie and then it's like, if you don't know the movie, then put your foot down and say, look, I'm going to be lost. I'm not going to enjoy it. Let's find something else to see.
Right.
You know, but they give in because I guess the husband or boyfriend really wants to see it. And then they're lost and asking questions every 5 seconds. It's in my top 3 huge pet peeves right now. I hate that.
Right.
Because they're talking. It's like, I can't, you know, thank you for the play-by-play behind me. It's so annoying.
we live in a selfish society. We live in instant gratification society. And all too often people think everything is about them.
Mm-hmm.
And
the
like
me society, yeah.
So like I said, you get these people that go to the movies and it's almost like, hey, I need to be the star of the show here. Like, no, we're came to see the movie.
Right.
It's like that guy that'll make a joke and somebody will laugh at, and you know the rest of the movie he's gonna keep trying to repeat getting that laugh.
Yeah.
Or something. It's just, you know, I pretty much don't like mankind, and and sometimes you go to the theater to escape mankind. They follow you in there. And no, I mean I say that jokingly, but me and I both have an introverted streak in us.
Sure, yeah.
And I have to be extroverted for business and things like that. But in all honesty, I would just as soon not be extroverted. So when you go to the theater, it's kind of it's an introvert. That's kind of going to the movies is kind of an introvert's playground.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're an extrovert and you show up, know that you're on our territory. So shut up.
Mm-hmm.
And just laugh when it's funny.
Right.
And act appropriately. And just don't make yourself the star of the show. Let the movie be the star of the show.
Right.
Now, when you go to a bar for extroverts, that's where you can shine. And as introverts, you just have to deal with the fact that that's your time to shine.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why you know what to expect when you go to a bar. So same thing in the movies. That's not the place for that.
Well, then on a more happier note, to describe a one of the best times to go see a movie,
right,
is if there is a movie that's like a franchise, a very popular franchise, or something that has kind of geekdom all fired up. I remember it was not a particularly good movie, but I had so much fun seeing this movie. It was one of the Star Trek Insurrection, and it was at that Shulman 8 that we were talking about earlier. I went on a opening night. It was Friday night, and you had half the audience had to be Baylor kids. So you had all these young kids in there, and all of them were like Star Trek fans, right? And they were getting all the jokes. Everybody was happy and all that, but no one was like. It was like everybody was engaged with the movie. It wasn't like I hope this and this happens. None of that was going on. Everybody was very respectful to one another, but fired up about what was on screen, and that's what you want as often as possible when you go to the movies.
Right. All right. So we've learned in this episode is that I can eat ice cream in about 10 minutes, and have no problem doing it on camera, and that we don't like people.
And I really don't like pickles.
Yes. You really don't like pickles. People. I like pickling people. Is that the thing?
Wasn't that one of the books, Harry Potter and the Pickle
people
Conundrum?
Harry Potter. There's got to be alliteration.
I swear, all 8 of them.
Harry Potter picked a
they
pickle.
found me. I don't know why. Like, hey, there he is. Go. There he is.
We need a black hat hacker named Hathaway. There's got to be some
the black hat.
There's got to be alliteration.
Hacker named Hathaway.
We need a black hat. How come I'm the only one that caught that and made fun of that? That should have been a national joke. That should have been like
That's a great question.
A national joke about how funny that was. That was like this alliteration.
Yeah, should have been one of them SNL digital shorts or something.
Yeah. We got a black hat hacker named Hathaway. All right, with that, this has got to be the last transmission from the man cave. We'll be coming to you from a new location shortly. That's classified and top secret. These boxes are full of dynamite, explosives, nuclear secrets, or nuclear, or however you say it. And there.
Change is coming, and it's good.
All right. With that,
that's good.
Adieu.